Hello everyone. So today we are gonna learn some tips for data manipulation. First, we create a dictionary and use map function to create a new column. Then I show you how to transpose data sets and then make calculation on this latter. In our case, it will be calculating the financial ratios. Next, we are going to summarize these financial ratios in a formatted table. So we are going to use the balance sheet we have created earlier, and we will apply the map function to add a new column, which will be the working capital related for current as which will be yes for current assets and current liabilities, and no for the others. So first we will add the new column. The first thing to do is to create a dictionary working capital equal, and I open the curly brackets. So for equity, it's no, because it's not working capital related. Same for non-current assets. And then it will be yes for current assets and current liabilities. And I close the curly brackets. Then the next step is to add this column to the data. So what we are going to do is give this column a name, which will be WCL, working WCR, working capital related, and we go to the source column, which is the FS level, and dot map the name of the dictionary working capital. Then we visualize the new data set with the additional column, which will be in this side. Now, since we need only the working capital related data, we'll use a filter to extract the ratio base, which will be the balance sheet with only current asset and current liabilities. So ratios data equal balance sheet, and we apply the filter balance sheet WCR double equal yes. And here is the data with only current asset and current liabilities. Next step is to transpose and arrange the ratio data. So we call it ratio data base or only ratio base, which is equal to ratios data dot t, which is the code for transposing a table. If we visualize the ratio base, we will get the following output. Now, concerning for our calculation, we will need the rows from 2023 to 2020 with the FS caption as an index. So we are going to slice the ratio base. So ratio base from the third row, which will be 2, since Python is a zero index until the 6th. and you will see that we have only the four row needed. Now the next step will be renaming the columns. So ratio base equal base dot rename columns equal, as we did for creating data frames using pandas, we'll do the same for renaming columns. So the 4 is inventories, 5 is trade receivables, 6 other receivables, 7 cash, 8 trade payables, 9 tax payables, and 10 other payables, and 11 overdraft. And this is the ratio base with the renamed column. Now what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the liquidity ratios, which are the quick ratio, which is equal to the current assets minus inventories, or receivables plus cash, divided by current liabilities. And the current ratio, which is equal to the current assets divided by the current liabilities. And finally, the cash ratio, which is equal to the cash balances divided by current liabilities. So first we will add some other columns, which are current liabilities, and these are the total of those columns from trade payables to overdraft. and the ratio base receivables, which will include trade receivables and other receivables. So here are the new columns, receivables and current liabilities. So now we move to ratio calculation. So the current ratio equals to is inventories plus ratio base receivables plus cash. And everything will be divided by the current liabilities. The next one is the quick ratio, which is the current asset divided by current liabilities except inventories. And finally, the cash ratio, which is only the cash balance divided by current liabilities. And here are the new ratios calculations. So the next step now will be to format these ratios into the percentage format and summarize them in a data set. So what we are going to do then, summarize ratios. So first we'll define the function pers format and return as return f, which means to give the percentage format with two decimals. Dot format s. The function is defined, and the final step is to summarize the ratios. So summary ratios equal pd data frame. So quick or current ratio, which will be the ratio base current ratio, apply pers format. Next one is the quick ratio, which is the ratio base quick ratio, and apply pers format. And finally, cache ratio with the same rule. And now we have gotten the summary of the ratios, the current, the quick, and the cache ratios. Note that have gotten the value in negative because the current liabilities are all in negative, which are credit balances, and the inventories and the receivables and cash are debit balances in positive. So here how to so these are the main steps for summarizing data sets and manipulating them. In our next video we'll talk about the graphics in Python, which are the line plot, the bar plot, and the pie chart.